Welcome to yet another episode on our Beautiful Scars. Our channel is on YouTube. You can find it on My Beautiful Scars with Doris Kamene. We keep encouraging, we keep giving hope, and we keep helping people to heal of things they have been through. And we keep praying for you, our audience. We thank you for being with us, for being consistent in your viewing, in your commenting. And today we have an awesome man, a man who is a lot of things all in one package, a beautiful story of one Naboth. And we are honored to have you in our show today. And we are really expectant that your testimony will touch many souls and that your testimony will give hope to people out there. We are really honored and humbled to have you on our show, Naboth.
Thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself.
I'm so glad to be here, and it's really a privilege to be invited in this show. It's Beautiful Scars with Komene. When you texted me, you were supposed to have this show a few years ago.
A few weeks.
A few years ago. So my name is Naboth Owino Naboth Otieno. I am inspired by many things. I really respond to nature. I love responding to. Okay, some say I'm an emotional guy, but it's just that I really notice small things in life, and these things make me to want to embrace life the way it is. You have known me past here, and you've seen me beyond here, and you can attest to it that I like being in the moment. Yeah, I have a character of being in the moment because I know that I won't live forever. My time here is limited, and so I want to ensure that every time I have here on earth, I enjoy it in however crazy, funny, happy, sad, or simple way it is, and that's just my nature. And so I'm Naboth, and the best way to share how I feel with others is through writing. I write to express how I feel to others because I know that I'm not alone. There are many people like me who feel what I feel, who experience what I experience, and that's why I feel that writing is the best way to express how I feel to the world. See, and that's just a little about me. Yeah.
So Naboth, you are an author.
I'm not an author, but I write.
Right?
I write. I don't know. I think I haven't gotten to that level where I can be called an author. What's an author? Who's an author? An author is a person who writes.
Yeah.
I feel I'm a writer, but I'm not an author. I don't know. Author seems big. Author seems big, but yeah, I'm a writer.
Okay, you have a book.
Yeah, I've written something.
You have written a book. It's not something. it's quite a step.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to write that book, and what is it about? If you do not mind, you can give us a short description of what your book is about and what it is called and where people can get it.
Yeah. Okay, I have to accept that I'm an author.
Yes.
And just as I told you, I love expressing myself through writing. Home is not a place. Home is a feeling. And it is not a quote. That's not a quote. It's just a fact that personally I perceive home not to be a place. I perceive it to be a feeling. And of late, there's been so much confusion in how the happenings of men occur that people have lost sense and the feeling of home. People have been refugees even though they live in their own physical houses. People have felt out of home even though they are with their families. Because we have to understand that home is not a place.
It's a feeling.
It is a feeling. So the once you understand that it is in your heart where you can find home, you will never be peaceful. The things that have been happening right now, the news is just so crazy. Things happen that you've never thought they can ever happen before. That's why I love this song. Have you ever listened to Monkey Dance?
Monkey dance, no.
You don't know the song Monkey Dance? Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh. You don't know? Do you do TikTok? You don't TikTok. I think she'll TikTok. There's this song Monkey Dance. So that's out of topic. But what I'm trying to say is that what inspired me to write my book was the desire to make people feel at home. I write ebooks. There's a reason why I don't write hard copies, I'll tell you. But I write ebooks. And my first ebook is called The Heart of an Orphan. And it is inspired by the feeling of being home, just as I told you. The feeling of being accepted, being understood, being welcome. That's it. When I am at a point where I feel rejected, even though I'm in my house, I am not home. And so this inspired me to write ebooks so that whoever finds his or her way into the writing will have that feeling of being home. And I've written an ebook called The Heart of an Orphan. And what majorly inspired this ebook was the feeling to make others feel at home. Yeah, it's a book I've written from my heart. And sometimes I get emotional talking about it, so I don't like talking about it. I prefer you go and buy it and read it. Yeah, I sell it, a few coins. The heart of, I have felt out of home when I was in a house. I have felt lonely when I was in the midst of 1,000 people. And that feeling is so boring. It is so boring. Yeah. Feeling so alone, yet you are with someone. It's not necessarily about a romantic association. It's all about you being in the midst of a place, but feeling you don't belong there, yet you have to be there. See, and going through these hard moments alone as a man, I couldn't go through it alone. I honestly couldn't go through it alone. I needed people to understand me. And it is at that point that people never understood me. And even though they didn't understand me, I found those 2 people, those 3 people who came in hand for me. They were there to support me and tell me, Nabot, it's okay. And I realized that I'm not the only one being alone. Yeah. Guys, let me tell you something. During this 2019-2020 moment, people have lost things they value. Many things they treasure. Let's leave alone jobs. People they love, people they care for, the jobs, the things they value, their properties. People have lost many things. And how people used to face life has changed. The formula that we had to approach life has totally changed. Not because we planned for it to change, but it came abruptly. So in the moment, you find a person is seated and is confused. Now, what next? What should I do next? And in that moment, you find yourself inside. You're so alone. And that's what inspired me to write the ebook, The Heart of an Orphan. You know, The Heart of an Orphan is an home far from home. It makes you be home even though you're not home. It reminds you to love even though there's no reason to love. It reminds you to forgive even if the person you're forgiving has got no reason to be forgiven.
And
doesn't even deserve to be forgiven. That's why I wrote The Heart of an Orphan. It is a message to people. It's not necessarily orphans. There are people who they have parents yet they feel they are orphans.
Yeah, true.
There are people living with orphans. They're not orphans, but they don't understand the orphans. And that is why I took the title Orphan. It's not necessarily about lacking parents. It's all about lacking a source, lacking inspiration. See, that state of lacking inspiration, that's what inspired me to write it.
Wow. And like, how has it been for you like your where you grew up in, how has it been for you since you were a child? Like your growth, your background, how has life been for you?
Yeah. I can't complain. I won't complain. I've managed to be blessed in many ways.
Yeah.
Despite me being an orphan, I can't really say I've suffered that much.
Yeah.
There are people who've gone through things that I haven't gone through. I may not understand, but I've seen it. Me growing up from a young age, I've developed a character of being a happy man.
Yeah.
I am a happy man despite whatever happens around. You can hardly tell what I feel by looking at me. Not because I am hiding what I'm feeling, but because I've developed a higher understanding on how to approach the systems of men. And in approaching our happenings as people, you come to realize that people will always disappoint you.
Yeah. That's true.
You will always get disappointed every day when you place your trust on people. That is number one. Everyone you trust has got a trust issue with someone else. Everyone you love has ever been disappointed by someone they loved before. And so we are getting into, I can't separate from my belief system. And a little bit about scripture is that in the scripture, there is a part in the Bible where it says that the days are evil. Teach us to walk circumspectly, not as unwise, but as wise, therefore redeeming time, for the days are evil. So the days here on earth are evil. Now, when you read the Bible, it also points out that men are wicked. So we are coming into a system where the days are evil and men are wicked. So you see, you are coming in a place where automatically you'll be disappointed. Whether you like it or not, at one stage in life, you will be disappointed. Therefore, understanding that and expecting less from men, and when I say men, I mean male and female, understanding less from men, it enables you to not attach your expectations to them.
True.
If they disappoint you, it's okay. If they do it well, you congratulate them. And so me growing as an orphan, I never knew that till late. I got disappointed in many ways, but later on I came to realize that these guys also have flaws. The same way I have flaws, they also have flaws. And so I have to learn to forgive them, even though they disappoint me. And some disappoint you and they don't even know they're disappointing. They are honestly hurting you, they don't even know it. And so you have to grow to a point where you learn how to understand all kinds of men, all kinds of people. My character is that yesterday we had a phone call, and I was telling you that I relate to you according to how you welcome me.
Yeah.
It's not that I am choosy. I just go with how you take me. I have managed to develop a character. I can sit with a drunk person and reason as if I'm drunk. Bring a drunk person here, you say, oh, no, it is what it is. And I say, it is what it is. And I'll go with the flow. I can sit with a preacher and I'll behave as a preacher. Why? Because as we walk in the journey of life, we meet people from different backgrounds, different upbringings, different experiences, and these people will relate to us not according to our experience, but according to their experience. When I relate to you with us as a media personality, you will see me as you will see me. You'll interact with me from an interview point. Because you are just a media personality. Every time you meet me, you just want to interview me. It's not about our house. Why? Because every time you meet somebody, they relate to you according to them, not according to you. So you have to understand this this level of thinking where you are able to interact with a farmer as a farmer. You are not a farmer, but when you meet a farmer, you do not speak as a media personality. Not because he is uncivilized or she doesn't know things about media, but it is because men interact with you according to their level of understanding, according to their experience. And so this is a knowledge that I've captured throughout my growth in life. that I am able to interact with people according to how they welcome me. I am a happy guy, and most of the time you will see me I'm just me. I'm just enjoying the moment. I don't care what others feel because they don't know what I'm going through. You see, and they'll judge me according to them. If I meet an introvert, he'll be like, why is this guy talking so much? Why is this guy so happy? Because he sees me according to his experience, not according to my own. And that has enabled me to be kind to people who've been rude to me, to be loving to people who've hated me. And that is just something that keeps me going, keeps me pushing through. Because I know for sure that this world, in as much as men are wicked and days are evil, God cannot bring us into this world just like that, evil. There's a reason that's why we are here. And so I choose to enjoy this world in small things that make me happy.
So there's this one part I want you to address, like you growing up without parents, the emotional bit of it. There are people who have faced, people look at you and they judge you from the material part of what you have and what you don't have. When you don't have parents, let's say, and maybe you have people who can provide for you. They give you money, they give you food, they give you clothing. Now they think you are satisfied. You are at home, you are feeling at home.
Sure.
I want you to address this emotional bit that people don't get. That people don't understand that despite you having everything, you have that emotional life that is not so good. And maybe you'll meet someone and he will be like, yes, you don't have parents, but you have never lacked. You have had everything. So what can you say? How has your emotional life been like? Every single detail of it, the ups, the downs, every bit of your emotional life.
Lacking parents is so boring. And my mom, I feel like I would have loved her so much. I don't have a visual memory of her. My dad also, there is a photo I came across I took with my dad just before I started school, and I didn't believe I ever took a photo with my father because I don't have that visual memory of them. But what has really been a stressful moment to me, deep down when I'm about to sleep, I think, is that, I don't have a sibling. And I'm just that kawan kiddo. Yeah, and in a way it is so in a way it is so it's so hurting, being in a place where you're just alone. People will, when you tell someone I'm alone, they will call you and ask you, don't you have food? There are people outside here who don't have food. But the main thing that we deal with personally as an orphan is being lonely. And being alone and being lonely are two different things. You can be alone in a room, but you're not lonely. You can be in the midst of a crowd, but you're lonely. And the feeling of being lonely is something that I'm still growing in. I can't say I'm perfect. It affects me in many ways, how I relate with people. And it even goes to a point where it even affects your romantic relationship.
That is true.
How you I want, most orphans end up being clingy in relationships, and this is why that we all desire to love and to be loved. And the love I'm talking about is this family love. This one person who can do anything for you. And so most orphans, they go forward to do anything for the people they meet, not knowing that these people, the way they have been brought up is totally different. And it's not like they don't love you, it is just that how they see love is different from how you see love. And so you want this person to always eat with you. Like, I remember a friend of mine, I don't call my ex-girlfriends ex-girlfriends, I call them friends. I had a friend I had an old friend of mine whom she believes that people should just eat. If it is lunch, you eat. If it's supper, you eat. She believes so. But me, I believe we should eat together. According to her, when she was growing up, they used to be called to the kitchen, they take their food and they go to their rooms and eat. I think that's how they see lunch and supper. But me, even though we used to do the same, I used to see families eat together. And I was like, one day I'll have a family and I'll eat with the people I love. So this is something that is small. It is very small, but to me, it is big. So when I eat lunch with you, I feel like there is this thing I lacked when I was growing up, but here I have it. So this friend of mine, we used to argue all of the time because I want to eat with her. But it's not like she was a bad friend. She was a very nice person. It is just that she believes she should eat alone. And she sees it as okay. And it's not like, I don't mean eating together like you are seated there. No, I want us to sit here and eat here. You feel me? And so we used to keep on quarreling about eating, and she ends up forgetting. And it's different with according to how you brought up. It's different. Some people believe on different sides. Me, I believe we should eat together. So that alone, that you see that aspect, it has affected me in growing. I didn't know. By then, I didn't know what was affecting me. I just felt bad we were not eating together. And I could take it very serious. But then, later on, I came to understand, after learning more about me, that I was an orphan. I never had the chance to eat with family together. And now, it is something inside me, it is a desire inside me that needs to be fulfilled. And so when I meet somebody, let me tell you, one way to make me happy, just eat with me. I just feel good. It doesn't have to be even if it is sugarcane. The moment you are eating together and putting those sugar pills, I don't know, they call it in the maganda ya nini? Maganda. How do we call maganda ya sugarcane na Kiingereza? Maganda. Wakenya wanajua maganda ni nini? So those are sugarcane peelings, huh? We eat together and we put them in the same basket. That alone makes me happy. I feel like I'm with family, and it makes me feel good because I lacked it when I was young.